Hey everybody, it's Dave Bredhauer for Birch Press Design. Today I'm going to show you several cards using the triangle layer sets that we have at Birch Press Design. And first up is the Sun Ray Triangle. Now, like all of our popular layer sets, these come in 3 different sizes. They're meant to be layered together. We have an A, a B, and a C. So I've cut them out here to show you the different sizes, and I want to show you how they line up. I've cut a lighter color for the A layer, just going to place that on top of the B layer, and lines up perfectly. You line it up to all the sides of the triangle so that the rays of the triangle sort of show up as different layers in the middle there. Now you don't have to do this, but I cut out a triangle background. I just put one of the layers down on a piece of light blue cardstock and trimmed it out so that there's a layer, a solid layer, right behind all those 3. And I've sprayed these lightly with a little bit of spray adhesive, which is why they're sticking together so well. And I went ahead and made 4 separate sets of these, all cut out in the same color scheme. And I wanted to show you how you might put these together. There's a lot of different options here. You can set them up in all sorts of ways. So I'm just going to show you a couple different configurations to give you an idea of how these might be used on a card. So this is an idea where you might just go around the perimeter of the card, you're going to tuck things under, and it leaves an opening in the middle where you can put a sentiment. This is just the right size for the Hello Honey script, and I use a sentiment from the You Are Awesome stamp set to go underneath it. Now, here's another way that you might try this triangle design out. I'm putting some foam tape on the back of the triangles, and I'm using just a little bit for the video. When you make a card, you're going to be using more foam tape. But I wanted to show you how different this looks when you piece things together in a different configuration. This way you have a sun ray burst from the middle of the card. It's a 4 1/4 by 4 1/4 card, and you can see how it gets really exciting. It's really dynamic. It bursts out from the center, and here's that same sentiment right in the middle. That triangle design really focuses your attention right to the center of the card. So you can put one big statement right in the middle. Here's another version with the sentiment below it. And just depending on how you set up this design, you can really get a different look with these. Here it is, just half the panel diagonally, and you get yet another look. But I wanted to show you a different kind of card. This is a flap card. I'm scoring it at 2.5 inches and 8 inches. This is a piece of cardstock that's 4 1/4 inches high and 11 inches long. And I'm going to make a mark. I'm just going to score it 3/4 of an inch from the end. That's just going to show me where I need to trim it. I'm going to get my paper cutter. I'm just going to put it on there and trim off that last 3/4 inches. And you'll see once you fold it that it's going to leave a little space to show a sentiment for the inside of the card. Now go ahead and fold those ends inward so you can see how this card is set up. This will end up giving you an A2 size card, just a regular size card, with a reveal space in the middle. And I want to show you, can't quite see there with just the white, but if I put a piece of paper behind it, there's an opening there where you can put a little sentiment on the card. Now I'm going to go ahead and take some of those sunray triangle layers and just attach them to the flaps. I'm just using some foam mounting tape, and that long edge of the triangle is just going to butt up right against the end of those flaps so that it's above and below where that sentiment's going to show through. And you can see that that design is going to show nicely above and below where the sentiment's going to be, so that when it's closed, you only see a portion of the sentiment. I've stamped the bloom from the Blooming Spring stamp set and embossed it with white embossing powder. Now, of course, you could stamp directly on the background of the card there, but I wanted a different color to show through in that reveal space in the middle. So I'm just using a little bit of foam mounting tape to secure that on the inside of the card. That aqua color is going to sort of coordinate with those outside triangle designs. And I want to get it lined up so that it's right in the middle, so that you only see the bloom when the card's closed, and then we go ahead and stamp something above that bloom area so that when you open it, you'll see the rest of the sentiment. So I'll use my MISTI here. You're just going to put it on your MISTI, get your stamp set, Yeah, sorry about my Misty. I use a lot of washi tape to hold things down and end up kind of leaving it there for future use, so it looks a little messy. I apologize. But go ahead and position your sentiment so that it's right above where that bloom is. It's going to be hidden by the flap when it's closed, but get it nice and close. This is now is your time, so it's now is your time to bloom once you're done with the card. And I'm stamping it out here in just plain old black ink. You, of course, could do something more interesting. You could put a background inside the entire background of the card and get a different color. But this is what it looks like once it's done. You close the flaps, all you see is that center statement, and the message is revealed when you open it up. This is a really easy design. Once you get the measurements down, it goes by super quick. It's a quick project. And it's a nice thing where people can open it up and they see part of the message, but then it's revealed once you open the rest of the flaps, which makes it kind of a fun, simple, interactive card. So I wanted to show you what it looks like with the other triangle sets that we have from Birch Press Design. This is the petal triangle. It's set up just like the first one, the sunray triangle. It's got 3 layers. The design is a little more intricate, and the way you put it together is a little different. You want to line up the bottom edge of the triangle. So you see there's sort of a bevel as you put these all together. It gets shorter and shorter at the top, and you just need to make sure the bottom is lined up. And here's what it looks like on that triangle fold card. I patterned this design off of all of our really popular mandala designs. And this set makes it really easy for you to make it look like an intricate design, and all you did was layer things together. Just make sure you're lining up the bottom edge of the triangle. Okay, on to the third set. This is the frilly triangle. Again, comes in 3 layers. I'm lining up the bottom edge, and you can see how this one turns out once it's layered together. Super intricate, lots of different color opportunities here. I didn't put any background behind it. I let the white of the card show through, so you don't necessarily have to back up these triangles. Sometimes it's even more interesting if you don't. So that's all there is to it. Put your triangle sets together, and depending on the configuration, you're going to come out with a really spectacular card. So I hope you'll try these triangle layer sets and see how versatile they really are. Thanks so much for stopping by.